What's going on, everybody? This is Pops and Cookie with the post show.
Woo-woo.
Heck yeah. I'd like to thank everybody for their get well wishes. Had a little bit of the flu last week, so that was not fun at all.
You up and good now?
Yeah, mostly up and good. As good as it gets, I guess, you know.
Did you even listen to the show last week?
I
too?
did. I think I got halfway through the show and the meds start kicking in. And it's like, okay, I'm starting to fall asleep in my computer chair. I better lay down. So yeah, I caught a lot of it though. It was pretty good last week.
Well, glad you're feeling better. And
Thank you.
back.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to start off with what did you think about the 3.2 so far?
It's going good so far. There is always something to do now, so I'm good with this so far.
Did you do any of the feast? Oh, I'm sorry. What did you want to say?
I did start the feast yesterday. That was so much fun doing the 8x8 versus 8. I only went in as a tank, so like my kill death ratio was like nothing.
It's probably better than my little healer attempt.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we're gonna have Juxta in first today.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
What's up, bruh?
Juxta.
What's up, Cookie?
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I'm happy. I'm tired.
Right.
LBR and FEC takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Oh,
So was your we had that music section besides the Comcastic interruption.
yeah.
What was your favorite selection there?
Oh gosh, there was a lot of them that were good, but I think the one that really stands out to me, aside obviously from Husky, because he's not in the contest, so
Quote unquote, yeah.
I don't think he counts as being in it. So I'm gonna go with the third one, the one that's
The NA one? The third NA one?
yeah, what was it? The one with the guitar.
Oh, I think that was the first Japanese one we had.
Was it? Okay.
Where he had the piano and then he went to the electric guitar?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the first JP one we had. How about you, Kook? What did you like?
I like the harp one.
The harp one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the harp. That was pretty cool, though.
It was different. I'll give it that. I was different.
Totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been better if they added a little bit more guitar to that, and they made it like rock. That would have been cool.
Put like a little distortion pedal on the harp somehow.
Yeah, a whammy bar.
Yeah.
Whammy bar on the harp.
Just start rocking out with the harp. That'd be awesome.
Now, do you play a musical instrument, Juxta?
I played the skin flute.
The what?
The skin flute.
Never mind. No, Kooky, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not creatively inclined, so I don't have those powers. I'm more of a analytical numbers kind of guy, so I don't have any creative talent, unfortunately.
Do you, Kooky?
Oh, unfortunately, no.
Oh, I used to a long time ago. I used to play the bass guitar long time ago. But those days are
You
past.
should enter.
I should. If I had a guitar, I probably would not enter because I was horrible. Just like all my other skills, I'm just bad at everything. But
And that's why we have you as intern.
Exactly.
I guess.
I can get you guys some fluids once in a while, but
Yeah, you're good at running stuff, so I guess you got that going for you.
I just become a waiter. It's my calling in life.
There you go. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of
Water
thirsty,
boy.
so can you go get me a drink?
I will here in a little bit.
This is his show now. He can't go.
That's right. You gonna do any rating there, Jux?
I don't know. I mean, if we find a group and good people, I mean,
Right.
maybe. I kind of want to show Nika up. That'd be fun, I think.
Yeah.
We could do that. That'd be fun.
I think we could do that with the FC now forming.
Yeah.
I think we could definitely. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot.
Yeah, we could probably farm some talent from the LS2. And yeah, I bet we could do it.
Right.
How hard could it be, really?
I just think showing up from what I hear is the key.
According to Nika, but we know that's not the full story. Nika, I'm sure, has like DPS requirements and criticizes you all the time.
Big litany of a list, just check. Yeah.
She gives you like the application. It's got like a 50 word or 50 question essay, whatever bullshit.
You ever fill out one of those questionnaires from Endgamers?
Yeah, actually, I filled out a couple when I was playing World of Warcraft.
Right. Pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I filled out a couple in 1.0 and it was like, Jesus Christ. People.
Right.
I got a life. Somewhat.
Yeah.
How about you, Cookie? You going to do any endgame? thinking about it? Or?
My schedule is like way too busy to be doing that, so I'm gonna be pugging everything. So
right. That sounds like fun, though. I mean,
yeah. I mean, well, that's another thing is time. Like, I'm not sure. Like, obviously, I'm unemployed right now, but I gotta find a job here shortly. So
right.
Those unemployment benefits running out. Oh, yeah.
So how are you liking all the 3.2 stuff coming? The feast and everything, and
I'm undecided on the feast. Like,
I have to run it a few more times.
I've ran it enough to get like a good opinion on it, I feel, and I don't. It's not really too much more than what Wolf's Den is, and I'm not.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna last. It's not.
Right.
It's not as it's more engaging than what Frontlines was, but at the same time, like, your personal contribution is so much more, and you're so much more pivotal to your team that I feel like it's gonna turn a lot of people away.
Right. I wish they would have. I know they throw a lot of tutorials and shit at us now, but something like that, I would have liked to have a little bit more.
I don't think you really, like, unless you're talking about like literally the basics of that PvP mechanics, like in terms of like dying medals and really the offensive kits. I don't think there's that much that you can really tutorialize.
Well, I didn't even know about that. I just had some guy say, you're a white mage, you're new, just go get that chest over there on the left. That was it.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. Well, I mean, I feel like at this point you really should do like a little bit of front lines before you get into dive in the deep end of the PvP.
If you can get in.
Yeah, that's true.
You got the half-hour, 45-minute queues sometimes.
Yeah, and well, I mean, at this point you really can't, so I guess.
Right. I think I queued in for everything but Slaughter and Secure, and I kept getting 4-man Wolves Den.
Oh, wow.
Every time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot of not Slaughter. Fuck. The Feast.
Oh, Feast, yeah.
The Feast has a lot of it has a lot of depth because it's just the 4-man stuff. Like, whenever I talk about Feast, I'm always talking about the 4-man rank stuff.
Yeah, because you didn't play the 8, right?
No, I don't have to play the 8. I'm probably never going to play the 8-man because I don't really see a point because you don't get your ranking or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
But I feel like PvP in Final Fantasy does have a lot to... it's got a lot of depth to it, I feel. And I feel like if you're not good at 14 PvP, then you're going to draw a lot of losses away from your team, is how I feel about it. It's, yeah, like there's just so many nuances and stuff in using your cooldowns appropriately. That's another thing I like in the Feast is that your cooldowns matter, unlike in Frontlines, because you could blow all your cooldowns and the fight will be over in a minute, and then you won't fight for another 5 minutes, and then all your cooldowns will be right back up. But in this, you actually have to spend your PvP points to lower your cooldown so you can use them more often because it's just quick fighting. Like, bam, bam, 5 seconds, you die. Bam, 5 seconds, you're back up. You got to get back in that fray.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot more fast paced, and it's kind of like, I don't like it. And Nero said that he'd like to just do a couple feasts and log off for the day when he's tired or whatever. Right. But I feel like for me personally, that wouldn't work for me. Because, well, not that it wouldn't be enough, but like I have to, like, if I'm logging off for the night, I'm not going to want to go through all the effort that is the Feast, because you have to be on top of your game if you want to make any mark in the Feast at all. So.
Yeah, I don't know. With the PvP thing, I wish they would have something like I know they have the eye level cap at like 150.
Yes, right.
I wish they would have something like they have right now with the dungeons, like eye level cap. Say, like, they have the Feast and they have like 3 tiers. Say, like, the bottom tier would be 150, and that would probably be your beginning players.
Okay.
Then you'd have your intermediates, probably about 180, 190.
Okay.
And then they could max it out, because, I mean, I have a new body piece for my Bard at 205.
Right, yeah.
That way that you can maximize all the item levels instead of just leaving them out there.
Yeah, I guess they could do that, but I don't know what like that would really accomplish, because then you're just kind of like segregating the PvP community that much more, because now you have 3 different tiers of it. And if everyone's fighting at 150, 180 210, like what's really even the difference?
Right.
You know, it's just bigger numbers, but you have bigger HP pool, so it's not really.
They just let the flood doors open, just let us have our 205 gear, and people who don't have it, just,
like I don't know why.
Work for it.
I don't know why they set the PvP item level so low, like 150. Like you had that at like 3.0, like right after you got level 60. You should be at 150 at that point. So
yeah, I think
I don't know.
at level 60, I was just over 150. So you should be.
Yeah,
you should be there.
Yeah. I don't know what Square Enix was thinking. Because, like, that's the thing. Like, Square Enix was saying how, like, Frontlines are supposed to be, like, the noob-friendly PvP stuff.
Right.
And if you don't have any, like, experience in PvP, go into Frontlines. Your personal contribution will be so much tinier versus going into Wolves Den or Feast, where you got to know what you're doing. But then they set the item level so low in Wolves Den or in Feast, where it's like it's not even a factor.
Right.
They just need to make PvP gear worth it in some way. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they'll fix it a little more. You gonna do any more? You gonna do any more PvP in Cookie?
Yes, it's actually fun. So
Yeah.
I'll just do it for fun.
I think that's
I'm
what
not
I'll do it
worried
as
about
too.
ranks.
Yeah.
How do you like being focused so much as the healer of your composition, Kooky?
Who's a healer? Excuse me?
You're a girl. You play healer.
No. Stop it.
You
No,
play
get
healer.
out. Get out. Let's get Kyle over here.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't here last week, but I wanted to throw something at you. Seen the Matrix, right? I know what you have, right?
You've seen what?
Matrix.
Yes.
Okay. Now I know this is going off in a weird tangent, but I was thinking that somebody on that storyboard really likes the Matrix. You got Heidelin as the Oracle, who hasn't won anything, right?
Okay.
And then you have Zodiac, who keeps winning, and he's the architect.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's I guess. I mean, it's kind of boiled down to good versus evil, which is.
But it's just kind of weird. Well, I mean, it's just kind of weird that they said that Heidelin hasn't won it all.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, yeah. It's. I thought that was funny when they said that Heidelin didn't win it all, because I'm like.
Right. I heard your guys' reactions, like when we're on the wrong side.
Yeah, like. Really, Heidelin, you're that much of a loser?
Yeah, you think they'd have a couple more wins in that column.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know where they're going with that story arc, but...
Well, I mean, it's... I have no clue. I mean, it's...
I'm hoping we get a lot more story coming into the next 2 patches, at least.
I want to... I'm really excited about the Warriors of Darkness. Like, that to me is like the biggest mystery and the biggest question mark, and what I want to know about the most right now. Not more dragon stuff, not more...
Yeah, I could care less about the dragons and
Ishgard political power. I mean,
little Albedo and all that shit. I just want to know,
about the Warriors of Darkness. I agree.
Yeah. Very curious.
It'll connect somehow, I'm sure.
Hope so.
Probably. I just want to know if they're good guys or bad guys or what. They gotta be bad. It would be nice to see...
Or are we the bad guys?
It would be nice to see Square Enix throwing a curveball and having the Warriors of Darkness, who are obviously bad because of darkness, actually be good. That would be nice, but I don't know.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know if we'll see that from
Right.
Square Enix story rating.
Right. Well,
We're done with you.
Anything else? Am I good?
yeah, you're good. I just had a big blank, and I just totally forgot the rest of the things I was going to ask.
Tell.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. You want Kahlo?
Kahlo will be next.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get Kahlo
Thanks,
in here.
Juxta.
Thank you,
All right.
Kooky and Papa. I'll be back
Thanks.
later next week.
Take it easy, brother.
See ya.
So how much of that Escalia's stream did you catch?
I would check in here and there because I had stuff to do, but I was there for the end.
Really?
The ending. Like
Got
the
it.
last 2 hours, I believe. But it was really good.
Right.
He's done really well.
Did you see that he was down for the count for a couple minutes?
Yeah, I did.
He did those hot sauce shots, and he
Yeah,
had to go
I
lay
saw
down.
that.
He was he got a little ill.
You pleb, playing the bass guitar isn't a fucking instrument.
The hell it isn't.
I shouted that out there, but you must not have heard.
No, I didn't. It's probably a goddamn good thing. Carries the whole band. What are you talking about?
All you do. All right, fine. You know what? I was a fucking bass guitar playist for like 3 nights once because all you do is fucking take and go.
You don't do that. I should kick you right in the head right now.
Really? You did, Kyle?
Yeah, I was at a friend's. He had a bass guitar, and I'm like, "Well, how do you play?" And he's like, "It's really easy. You just pick it up and you just fucking smack these strings." And I did, and I'm like, "Wow, you're right. This is really easy."
Wow. For beginners, I'll give you that. It's for beginners. Yeah. Because basically you tie in the percussion and you tie in also the regular guitars all in one.
Keep telling yourself that, Cobain.
Do you play any instruments too, Kyle, or no?
Let's see. One time I'd learn a bunch of songs on the harmonica for a play that I was in. I have an ocarina that I'm terrible at, so no, I don't play any instruments. All of my artistic talent comes from drawing, acting, writing, and as long as nobody's around, I can sing.
The car karaoke, huh?
Can you bring in the harmonica next week?
No, I don't have a harmonica.
Play some Jailhouse Blues.
Yeah.
All right, so what kind of questions you got for me?
I was wondering, because I know we were talking about PvP, right? And I'm wondering if you're going to do any more PvP.
Fun fact, guys. It has been several months since I've done any PvP.
I knew it.
I did not do the feast.
I wasn't going to call you out. So I kind of worded it.
No, I'm going to do it. But yesterday after I logged off, I'm just like, I don't really fucking. I was planning on getting back on doing a few more things, but I'm just like, nah, not tonight.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of trying to like lead the discussion and like put out all the hypotheticals and like asking all the questions.
Right, trying to get the lowdown on it. And stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I was planning on coming out on the pre-show. Phrasing. But yeah, you know what? If I can, I'm still planning on buying my way into the upper brackets. And I know everyone thinks, hey, you can't do that. But honestly, in World of Warcraft, which obviously has a much better PvP system because it's something that they've been doing for years and years and years, and so they've refined it down to like its finest points to where people compete for thousands of dollars in it. Right? So don't act like the fucking Final Fantasy PvP is like some new shit, okay? And there are people that are of a high enough skill and a high enough caliber within the PvP, ecosphere or whatever, that they are so fucking good that one person can take on, 1 or 2 people can take on an entire team. Like that's how fucking good they are. All right, to say that no, that kind of thing doesn't exist would be like, all right, if you were to take like fucking 1 or 2 pro basketball players and put them up against 5 or 6 like amateurs, that the pros would lose. No, they're not going to. That's why they're fucking pros.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm still going to play it. I think it'll be cool. I'd also like to maybe even put together a LBR team and use the Discord channel.
I think that'd be fun. I don't know if I would join you guys. I mean, I'd like to.
Well, the thing about it is you don't actually have to create an official team.
Right.
You just group up as a party, which means that you can technically even be part of several teams.
Right.
So it's a thing that you can, like, I think that might be something that's unique to the FFPVP as opposed to on World of Warcraft, is you can just basically pick up and go with anybody. You don't need to form an actual legitimate team of people who have to be there every single time.
Right. I might go in there a few more times with my healer. Maybe I just was missing cues or something. I don't know.
Or maybe you just had shitty people.
That could be, or else I was real shitty. I mean, it probably is the latter, but...
You're a healer, though. You can just heal.
Yeah.
Right?
Why don't you get some pointers from Kooky, because she's really good at it.
No. Never mind. I can't win.
Because you're a girl.
No.
You're not.
I'm
you're
not a
girl.
Healer. Stop it.
So you gonna do any end gaming? Maybe.
Nah. I'll probably just pug stuff. I mean, hell, I still haven't stepped into Savage 1 through 4. So the only reason that I would do it is to get glamour stuff. I really want the daggers from Tier 4. Those things look really, 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 really cool. But otherwise, nah, probably not.
Right. I still have to do Coil. Never had a chance.
Nah, you pleb.
I know.
You can do it with like 4 or 5 people now. So all you have to do is pop into the LS one night and be like, "Hey, Skuro, make me a party," and he'll do it.
Right. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. I have to still get in the LS. I still haven't gotten an invite yet.
You know, one of the things that actually that I wouldn't say it pisses me off, but you know, a lot of times when we get into arguments with Nika over things that pertain to Endgame, the first thing that people are quick to do is, well, who does Endgame? You guys don't do Endgame. You can't talk. You have no room to have your opinions or anything, right?
Right.
And you guys need to realize that Final Fantasy XIV did not create the concept of Endgame rating.
Right.
Okay? It happens in every other fucking MMO. And FF14 isn't so unique that they have elevated it to some transcendent level to where unless you have ran FF14 Endgame specifically, you know nothing about the concepts. All right? Juxta, I know, did progression rating when he played World of Warcraft in various forms. I led various endgame progressions when I played WoW. Now, were we fucking world first or any fucking contention for world first whatsoever? No, we weren't. Okay, but technically, we've downed all my progression groups have downed more bosses than Nika's progression groups have. So I'm just saying.
Right.
So yeah, get off our dicks.
Except the girls there. Just kidding.
Exactly. So, what was your favorite music bit we had going on?
I think it was the third guy, the one that started with the like soft sort of piano-y thing, you know, where it had the picture of the broom, and then you could sort of see him playing the piano, and then
the first JP.
And then it was just like, boom! I'm gonna fucking play our fucking rockin' music.
Yeah, Juxta liked that one too. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yep. See now. A lot of people, I feel like, and this isn't to downplay their talents at all, because I know that it takes incredible fortitude and dexterity to be able to play any kind of musical instrument, right?
Right.
But I am less impressed when someone's just like, all right, I have the sheet music, I'm going to play it. All right, there, I played it, right? And I am way more impressed when they are able to interpret that song and create something that is completely their own.
Yeah.
Not just in the sense like, oh, that one guy wove answers into it, or that person wove Dragon Song into it, but when you are actually able to make a complete narrative out of the piece. You know, you have a beginning, you have a middle, you have an end, you have ups and you have the downs, and it tells an actual story. And that's what that guy did. You know, he starts the one way, he ends the same way, so that puts bookends on it. He wove the song into like his own thing, and there's more there than just a song. You have an actual story that's being told to you through these notes. That's what I find the most impressive.
Right. Yeah, I think Juxta said the same thing, didn't he? That was his favorite one, Cookie?
Yes,
he did. So that's 2.
LBR should do their own.
I mean, obviously, fucking Huskies was amazing too.
Right.
Essentially, he didn't technically enter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Huskies. I'm hoping a lot more people submit.
See, if I had any kind of because I and actually people on the stream didn't get to hear this, so make sure you go listen to the podcast version. But when I made that dig at Nika about the me writing the lyrics, I actually wrote some lyrics, which when we went down,
he did.
I read those lyrics on, so if you listen to the podcast, you can hear them. Then they're nothing super special. I mean, they were okay. But if I could actually, if somebody would make like more of like a sort of hip-hoppy, rappy sort of version of it, then I might record over that some lyrics and try and put that in, but I have absolutely no way to do that whatsoever.
Right. So. I hear you. That's pretty difficult to do. Oh, man. So what'd you think about the Twitch botting guy?
I just think it's fucking stupid. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it at all.
I watch a lot of variety streamers. Friday nights, I watch something called Fucked Up Fridays, where they do a little bit of drinking and playing video games. And the guy that I watch easily gets 8,000 viewers in a night. But you can tell that they're not bots because he's reading.
People are actually fucking talking with you. Yeah,
and the chat is going crazy. So I mean, I don't understand the concept of botting, period.
I'm not sure how to make it useful. Like I could maybe understand like how someone who's new to this might think that botting is gonna help get you like a little, you know,
get to them to the top of the
little boost, right? But literally, That's all it does is put you at the top of the page. It doesn't guarantee any views, doesn't guarantee any fucking followers or subscribers or anything like that.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. It just seems like one of those things where you're just like, why? Like you're just wasting your time and effort and resources.
Exactly.
And you're dumb.
Just to sum it up, right?
Yeah, just to sum it up. TLDR, you're dumb.
Right.
Just desperate.
It could be very well.
Yeah, like that's not how the internet works. You can't create fame. It is too random and organic.
Yeah. Jinx has got a gassy Mexican in the crew. That's the one I watch on Fridays. Fucked Up Fridays. Hilarious. Good stuff. If you guys ever check them out, I'm not trying to plug them or anything, but it's pretty fun stuff.
No, I don't watch streamers.
Only if you're a girl.
No, I don't even watch girl streamers, really.
You don't.
There's a few of them that are pretty good out there.
Oh, no, I don't doubt it. Ellie Buttons, who's now actually over on Hitbox.
Yep.
I mean, she's great, but I think I only ever watched her 3 or 4 times. And it's not, anything like against them. It's like the same reason that I don't listen to podcasts. I don't even listen to ours unless a Nero, Nate, whatever, forces feeds it down us and you need to watch that or listen to that. And that's more just because I'm always doing something else. And I feel like I don't know. I can't really split my focus and attention enough. I mean, even if I'm watching, binging something on Netflix or watching a TV show or something, I'm doing something else. I mean, last night before bed, I was playing Final Fantasy VIII and watching a movie on Netflix and chatting with people on Facebook. I can't focus on just one thing long enough unless it's something that I'm super into. Like when Daredevil comes out on the 18th. Comes out on the 18th. So I'm going to get home from work at 10 o'clock.
Friday, right?
On Friday. It's on Friday.
Yeah,
I have Saturday off. Everything else is going to be dead to me. And I'm
exactly what I'm going to do.
I'm going to binge watch that straight.
I'm going to miss out on my lore capping because that's all I'm going to do Saturdays is watch Daredevil.
Yep. I mean, well, you can still cap your lore. Just cap it a different day or whatever.
I don't have enough time during the week.
Oh.
And Sundays I'm here.
No.
That's all right. I'll get some.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Punisher to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Well, I guess, did you watch any of Viscalia's stream?
I was there for a little while, and he mostly ignored me, so I left. He had 2 really, really cute girls there with him, though, and they talked to me, so that was cool.
Right.
And everyone's just like, oh, Kylo's so thirsty. And I'm like, okay, thirsty, because I compliment people.
Right.
All right.
Haters gonna hate.
They really are, all those plebs.
But it was a pretty amazing feat what he did. $4,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's gonna have to do $8,000. No,
10.
10
for 10.
10 for 10. Yep.
I like that little.
That's our hashtag. You got to go 10 for 10 for the next one, Iscalia.
Right. We'll have to remember Nico's the one that said 10 for 10 now.
Shh. No, that was mine.
Oh, that was
yours?
Came up okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Can we erase that?
It's fine. No one will remember it. You ask people, they're gonna say that I came up with Skynimus. So.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, could you get Nero in here?
Not gonna ask him about Final Encounter Cast, dick.
I did. I talked to you about Twitch botting.
That was it. That was your Final Encounter.
Okay,
Cast
you want to talk about Gator?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Maybe we should talk about Nero and Nika's big fucking explosive blowout. And how I wanted to talk, and I tried to talk 5 or 6 or 7 different times, but Nika apparently can't hear us, so she just keeps on blabbering on and on and on.
That was on LBR.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, you didn't talk about that either. What kind of hack show are you 2 running here?
I'm still learning the ropes.
You think just because you have Kookie's pretty voice on here that that will excuse all your hackiness? Because it won't.
Tell me, how are you feeling about?
No, I don't want to. I'm gonna go get a Nero now.
It's all right. It's okay.
That's the end of it.
Just storm right on out of here. That's right.
He's just jelly. Just jelly because he wasn't part of that conversation.
Exactly. I don't get it. I mean, these prima donnas. Jesus Christ. Oh my.
Right?
Ugh. These people, I swear.
You should keep cookies and milk over there so you can calm them down.
I might have to do that. I'll see if I can get a fold-out couch or something, or I don't know.
I like that.
And here comes a Nero.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hi, Nero.
I'm actually gonna come over here real quick.
Oh, yep.
I need this. I feel like I'm gonna die.
Not a problem.
Anyway, all right. Hi.
Hey.
What's up, guys? Apparently,
Hi.
I think we have Nika too.
Ooh. that's
we
great.
do.
From what I understand, yeah, that'd be number 6 there, buddy.
6.
Yeah.
Just tap it.
Just hit mute, the mute button. This would be the big one at the top. No, not quite. No. See,
Oh my God! I'm still learning this stuff.
right here. The big one, the biggest one at the top. There you go. Hi, Nika.
Nika.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi,
hey.
Nika.
What's up?
I am so sorry. I'm still learning how to work the switchboard.
It's okay. You know more than me, so good job.
You can go ahead and start with Nika. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. So your favorite? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about what your favorite music bit was that you could hear. Because we went down for a little bit, right?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't
We went
play.
back and did them all.
Yeah, we didn't play anything while we were down because we couldn't. So
Right.
yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think Nico was present for all of them.
It didn't sound crackly,
I
or
believe I was. No,
Well-
and there it didn't. There was quite a few times during both shows where you guys completely sounded like you were talking while a vacuum was vacuuming over your faces. And there were periods of time in both shows I could not understand a word you were saying. However, by the end, it was actually worse during FEC. It was like coming
Yeah.
and going.
Well, you started to sound
Sound a
bad
little
too
weird, yeah.
during
Yeah,
FEC. so-
but during the music and stuff, and then plus also I was playing the music myself on my own YouTube.
Yeah, we don't
so.
actually send the music down the line. We
Yeah,
don't
so
send it down
I
to
heard
her.
everything, and the
Yeah.
voices were fine at that point too.
Yeah.
So now I have to try to think back to not the last show, but the one before that.
That's
try to
right.
remember what they all were.
The first show of the day.
I liked the one with all the different guitars. Like he had like 4 different guitars.
Okay.
oh, the kid from Europe.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah, that one was good, and there was and the
Vox
Japanese
Anime.
guy.
Yeah.
and the Japanese guy was good
Yeah.
with the guitar.
Yeah.
And so far, that's a consensus right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the guy with the sitar.
That was a little different.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
very
people in our chat that didn't like that.
I loved it because by the time I finally caught the broom theme,
It took me a little bit, yeah.
I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I really
loved
love music like that too. I wanted to ask, Søren, did you listen to the sitar version of the song that I sent you? Did you like it? Because the sitar is an Indian instrument, right?
Right.
The sitar and the setar is a Persian instrument. They're
Oh,
different.
okay. I actually didn't know that.
So yep. So and there's a lot Søren has a lot of Persian music that has very similar sounding instruments, and it's very, very cool, and he likes it a lot, and we listen to a lot of music like that.
Because-
so I thought it was a really, really interesting idea to take something that's so not that and turn it into that.
It's contemporary, and the thing is that sitar music isn't structured contemporarily, and to take something that has a contemporary musical structure and apply it with that kind of instrument is really cool. So that's what I liked about it.
Right. Does this sound a little weird?
What?
There we go.
Oh, that's you.
Oh,
That's just you. I didn't hear that.
I couldn't hear anything either.
Yeah,
it was
I didn't
weird.
hear
I
anything.
couldn't hear hardly anything.
Oh.
So you gonna play some more of the feast there, Nika?
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like there should be strategy, and there is a little bit of strategy, but when I go in, I feel like very overwhelmed with it right now.
Right.
Like especially how I was saying before, like the first fight, the very first time I went in, and they're like, okay, we're gonna stay on this person because this person dies a lot, and then you can stay on this person, and then Nika, you just focus on this healer, and I was like, okay, and like they had it all planned out, and
Right.
then the next group I went was like, nope, just kill people, get coins, and I was
Right.
like, okay. And so I just feel like there's so much going on. I wasn't sure exactly what I should be doing or what I could be doing. Because, like, me killing people actually made me feel excited. So maybe I will try and go on a monk instead of a tank.
Right.
But also, I didn't get killed really because nobody was targeting me because I was harder to kill.
Right.
So that was cool too. Because dying in, like, front lines and stuff always made me feel worse. I'm like, yeah, I killed 3 people, but I've died 6 times. So that sucks.
Yeah, the kill to death ratio.
Yeah. So, and then when I started playing Frontlines, I started to really enjoy it as a tank because I was able to kind of outlast and steal the nodes and things from people quicker because of my defense and shit like that. And I thought, and that was exciting. So I thought I would try this on tank, and then it's a very different game. So, I mean, I'll definitely be doing more of it. I'm just not entirely sure how I like to play it yet.
Right.
And I haven't tried the 4v4 yet because every time I queued up, I queued up for both, and the AV8 would get the queue faster.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I mean, I couldn't get the 4v4. I just kept getting the 8v8, and
I mean, I could queue up just for 4v4, but I don't want to sit around in a queue forever.
yeah,
so.
for 45 to 102 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
You gonna do any more feasting?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah. There's some glams that I want from PvP Wolfmarks.
Right.
And
I haven't looked at the new PvP gear really.
it's ugly. It's
Ugh.
hideous. It's terrible.
And what Siren is wearing? You said it looks ugly. I don't think it looks.
Oh, I think it's terrible. It looks awful. It looks ridiculous. The shoulders.
He used to have the old PvP.
The shoulders are like something out of WoW. Ugh.
Yeah, kind of.
Gross.
I think the headpiece for the bard, I mean, you look like one of the guys from Spy vs. Spy, and you got that cone coming right out of your head.
And your Siren says you're unworthy of high fashion.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So you think you're going to be doing some raiding here pretty soon in Nero, or
Yeah, I think
time
so.
allows?
I think so.
Right.
I mean, I want to. I have every intention on it. It's mostly.
It's difficult to find a group. I'm telling you. I wasn't just BSing when I was saying that. Like, like if you really, really want to get into it,
Gonna make a group. We're gonna.
we try. It's okay.
I look. There's enough people in either the LS or the FC that are interested in doing it, that are motivated to do it, and that they're just, the fact that we'd be learning the fight right along with them, I think is way more encouraging
Yeah,
to them.
that's
than
true.
someone who's stepping in and is like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're doing this, and you guys got to perform up to speed. And if you don't, then we're going to kick you. And I feel like, and what I was getting
But
at.
my group doesn't do that. We don't say like we're gonna kick you if you suck.
No. But and I was teasing you
I know.
and turning you guys a bit into a straw man, because I feel like that's what a lot of other raid groups do, and I feel like that is an inherent drawback from, because I raiders, among other raiders, want to make their raid group seem super serious and like you're going to progress and you're not going to have any frustration and we're here to do this, and it's very regimented, it's very rigid, you know what I mean? And I sort of feel like we're like, hey, we kind of want to try this, and we've never done it. We're going to be learning it just like you guys. I feel like a lot more people have been, like they're like, yeah, I'd be willing to try that out, even in front of, we get 80 to 100 people when we stream. I'm sure that we would get a couple hundred people watching, and that doesn't bother them at all. It's just that whole attitude of wanting to stay all business, I think, doesn't do raid groups any favors. And obviously, Nika, we were just having a laugh at yours, because obviously you guys don't do that.
Right. Well, which is why I was trying to point out the whole like friendship circle thing, because that's kind of the way we go about it. It is, even though we were more productive when we had assholes leading our group, we definitely hated it. And once we became more friendly with each other, even though we don't progress as fast, we enjoy each other's company more. And then actually, there's a lot of times where like the people who were in our group literally were so bored of the game, but they continued to play it just because of us.
Right.
Like they didn't leave the group because they enjoyed us so much.
Right.
And I think that is really saying something for a team.
Yeah. No,
Oh my gosh, I love this spending armor. Are you kidding?
Oh,
It reminds me of something out of like a medieval or like a feudal Japan anime.
Ugh.
I don't know what the guy looks like. Like the guy,
ridiculous.
like, oh my gosh, it has poofy sleeves and it has this like.
Yes, it's got exactly. It's got poofy sleeves.
I like it.
Why would you want? Ugh, gross.
So, just so people aren't too intimidated, Nika, can you just go through, say, like a progression night, so people know how things go? It's like if something screws up, you guys don't like go mashing on them or something like that.
A lot of times we'll take like a 5 or 10 minute breather, but like we the way we're adjusting ourselves now is that we would get pretty burnt out pretty fast, and so we used to raid for like 3 hours multiple days a week, and we're like, okay, this is just too much, especially when it's the same raid and you're face bashing. So we're structuring ourselves now. We're raiding 3 days a week for only 2 hours, and like halfway through or something, or like when we tried to go for 3 hours, we'd take halfway through break. But I think doing 2 hours, it's just enough that we get to a point where like if we're not making progression, we can get to 2 hours. If we are making progression, like, I don't know, we feel good about it. And a lot of, and like, I don't know, in my group, I'm generally, I know they're going to like hark on me because I'm always like a couple minutes late usually, but like I'm online and I'm ready to go. I'm just like eating or something.
Right.
But, no, what?
There it is.
Elliot. Usually it's because Surin gets my character to the place. But regardless, I'm online and we're ready to go by the correct time. But like a lot of times they're like, no, you should be on 30 minutes early and blah, 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 blah. But generally we run for the full 2 hours. And if we're it's hard to say. Like if we're not making progress, we'll look up videos. We'll look up. We use Discord, and we're constantly linking charts and diagrams that we found on forums and Reddit and thing into that. We use parsers. We do parse each other's DPS, but we've never ever used it to like criticize or to grief anybody. Right. It's usually like if when we had our Dragoon and Surin was constantly like, God, I'm like using potions, I'm using food, and I'm still 100 DPS behind this Dragoon. What am I doing wrong? And then he finds ways to like min-max and squeeze out more DPS. Like there's never, our group is not that kind of group.
Right.
We have there.
It's not true. I make fun of Kyle.
Okay, that's true.
That's how it's supposed to happen.
That's how it is with Black Mages also. Black Mages have a real hard time right now, and we keep telling him to level Summoner, but I don't think he ever will. Sorry, someone's sending me messages about LBR link shell. I can't do that right now. Anyway, but in general, I don't know. It's hard to say because my group is pretty, like I said, we're mid-core. We're not casual, but we're not. They're trying to have me run through like an average progression night so it doesn't intimidate people. Why don't you come give some input, Mr. Monk?
Because I mean, with the parser thing, I think that's the big stigma. Is that people think my DPS isn't that great.
I wouldn't recommend getting into a hardcore group that says like that they're just there about the progression, or it's hard to say, because even if you're in a hardcore group, I feel like just from the nature of having voice chat, you kind of you have more of a relationship than just raiding.
That's true, but at the same time though, there are so many mid-core groups that treat it as if they're going at it hardcore, or that will, I don't know, there is a bit of a negative attitude that I feel like if you can just erase that by going, we're all just going to learn this together. It's not a big deal. Like, let's just have fun.
Yeah, like a mid-core learning group maybe or something,
Yeah, I guess, maybe just kind of approaching it like, okay, it's a learning party. Like, we're going to mash our face on it. It's okay. Let's be surprised if we clear it. Like, let's be pleasantly surprised as opposed to disheartened and disappointed when we don't.
Right. Which is what was happening with AF3. Which is why, like, the people, like that's why we fell apart. 4 of our people either quit, went to different groups, or just decided they hated the game, and then, like, one person came back at 3.2, and they've been casually doing some of the stuff, and actually did Ceph with us a couple times, but he's like, I saw enough of the fight, I'm perfectly happy now if I don't even clear. I was like, all right. So it's like they really like the attitude, at least the way the original raid structure. I don't know if it was from the way we raided or just because the raid itself was horrible. It was really disheartening, and I'm hoping that this doesn't feel this way because Square Enix is getting smarter, or we're getting smarter as a group.
I do think the rating the rating scene took a hit at 3.1 or at 3.0, with Alex Gordius, because it really, like, and I'm not sure if it was the DPS checks or what exactly it was. I mean, that maybe it was just the lack of fun, because the normal mode fights weren't fun. Yeah, they were just a joke. They were I mean, like, at the time we were pissed because they were so easy, and there was just no challenge presented. The mechanics weren't even interesting.
I like Savage 2 though.
But the mechanics weren't that interesting. There was nothing in there that was like,
Savage
that's
2
new.
was the gauntlet, and everyone always liked Coil 4 T4 as well. It's okay, not just you. There was a lot of people who like the gauntlet style because it's constant moving, constant. And like, if you're not fast enough, the next thing still spawns anyway. You can find ways to deal with it, and there's a couple different ways to do it. And I just, for some reason, find it more exciting when there's constant motion. But I think that A2 was actually pretty fun, I think. And then it took us a while to get to progress through the last couple of phases, but when we did, it just kind of like clicked, and it became this like, oh, this is really cool.
Right, but I'm talking more about the boss fights, circular arena, single enemy. You had nothing interesting going on between, and I'm just talking about normal mode because I never even bothered to look at Savage. But if you look at normal mode as sort of like your template that you're going off of for Savage, and how are the mechanics going to be interesting one v the other, there was nothing about Alex 1, 3, or 4 that was interesting mechanic wise.
It was just a boss fight, in my opinion.
That's all they were. Yeah, the T1 they just split and that's it. T3, you had the shape shifting mechanic,
right,
and that was about it. And then,
in A4 you have the part where the off tank and a DPS gets sucked into the
that's
back.
it, but that's it. That's the only thing that's even like remotely different, and that's just taking two people away from the party to make them fight one mob that is a piece of shit.
Which honestly, I feel like they used a very similar idea with A7 by grabbing people and putting them in cages, but I think they were much smarter with it.
Way better. They did it in a way that is way more fun. It feels unique. It was like kind of like a gimmick for A4, but they really like made it a mechanic in A7, and I like that. Like I like how they just. I feel like they just thought of the fights differently and they designed them differently, and that's what makes me want to get into Savage raiding. Like it's not. It's not the challenge or the rewards out of it, but it's like, God, those mechanics are really fun, and like that's. I think Square Enix deserves some credit for that.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I mean, I would like to do some more end game rating, but I would also like to see the dungeons on a scale of, say, like Void Ark. Or where we actually go through stuff to get to a boss or 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I was
a raid.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You know how with A6 they've got a couple of trash packs and then they've got the boss gauntlet.
Yes,
which I think is pretty cool. But I think how they could mix that up in the future would be have a boss, have some ads or have some trash. Make the zones bigger, make the zones a little bit more engrossing. Because with Midas, the zones are really well designed and they're very interesting to look at.
Yeah.
If they were bigger, that would be awesome. That would be even better. And so I feel like that's a way that they could structure it to make it feel much more like a raid, say, out of WoW, where you have, you have progression that's not just like, oh, we're pushing the mob to this phase, but you have progression inside of a zone as well.
Right. I mean, that's how I always thought of raiding was. You go through a raid.
Yeah.
Not just a couple boss fights. If I want to do that, I'll just do an EX fight.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. So, yeah. I feel like Final Fantasy XIV's raids have always kind of suffered from that.
Yeah.
Where, like taken as a whole, I guess it would feel like a raid. Like when you do Midas 1 through 4, like on a reset night, like that does feel like a raid, but you're being booted out of there and you got to re-queue, and that's what takes you out of that raid feeling. Right. And so it feels disjointed. It's a disjointed experience. And Void Ark, I think you're right, and dungeons. You also get a much more lengthy guided experience through a zone or through a physical place. And I think that's what raids are currently missing from 14.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, okay, I know a lot of people I know we kind of said stuff about this on LBR, but the big blow up, quote unquote.
Yeah. You want to play therapist?
Yeah, I mean,
Woody?
Why not? I'll be the creepy Dr. Phil, but
sure.
You guys, I mean, people have to realize that this is just a show.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys aren't really mad at each other.
We admitted it on the show.
Yeah. I mean, but it gets brought up a lot. I mean,
that's just the style. It's the style of humor. I mean, and I think when I talk about this, a lot of people are like, there he goes, fucking Nero's comparing himself to comedians again. And I'm not. That's not. When I say this, my point is like, this is where my sense of humor comes from. This is what I have always thought is funny, and that's what when that's where like. My sense of humor is very much rooted in folks like George Carlin and Andy Kaufman and
Kinnison?
A
little bit.
Yeah. Fucking Bill Hicks. Doug Stanhope. All of these guys really, push the boundaries of good taste. And the thing that I think I liked about these comedians is that I didn't like them at first. I had an intense dislike to them, but there was something universally funny that was completely undeniable. And it has challenged my thinking about humor, and it's challenged my thinking about the way that I specifically present humor, in that, yeah, you don't mean everything that comes out of your goddamn mouth. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not everything is taken at direct face value. And I think maybe this comes from hanging out with comedians. I do open mic nights every once in a while. I write jokes. I've tried to do stand up in the past, and it comes from hanging out with comedians, because all comedians do is they just shit on each other and they laugh about it because it's funny. It is. Like, the mean shit is funny. It's undeniable. Like, our viewer count goes up when we start yelling. More people. Not a coincidence. No, it's not. People pay more attention to drama and to conflict. Conflict is naturally interesting, and if we do it in a way where it's funny at the end of the day, like, that's really all I'm doing. Is I'm just trying to put my own sense of humor back out there. Some people don't like it, and that's fine. You don't have to like it. It's not a precondition of listening to the show.
Right, and that's where Kaufman was brilliant.
Exactly.
He didn't give a shit what people thought. It was funny to him, and that's what he did.
And when we, I talk a lot about, like, when we brought the show back for 14, because I think that marked a really big turning point in the way that I view producing the show. But when we brought it back for 14, we were like, all right, we're gonna do a bit like we're gonna base everything off of, like, NWO WCW days, like, we're gonna do an old school wrestling heel turn. Right. And the very genesis of that idea is Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman's epic heel turn when he starts wrestling women. And aping the shit out of Jerry Lawler. I have never laughed so. I watched like a 2.5 hour documentary that had great footage of this, and because I mean, you hear about it through stuff like Man on the Moon, and like you get bits and pieces of it. But there's a documentary that really digs deep in it and goes and shows you all of the gory details and why people hated him. And it was odd, it was so obvious to me how funny he thought it was that I was I totally want to do this. And so when we brought the show back, I was like, you know what? If people want to villainize me, if people want to think that I'm a bad dude because I'm cracking jokes, being fun, being funny, and just trying to be entertaining, fine, fuck it. Who gives a shit what they think? I totally let go of any pretense of we're going to be responsible. No, fuck that. We're gonna have fun, right? And that's it. And that's all it is. And so when we're yelling at each other like that, it's rarely serious. It's always fun.
Well, I will say, attacking my 45 minutes on stream nights was a little personal. Well, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Come on, that's fun.
Scorpio in the chat says, do you guys ever get annoyed with always having to remind people that it's a joke or that it's purely entertainment? Because to him, it breaks the immersion of the show. So,
but we don't usually admit it on the air on the same episode. But
I think that was more of a learning moment. It was like a demonstrable learning moment where we could be like, see, this is what we're talking about. Because a lot of people, we had a couple of people who got really bent out of shape about the potato din thing, and got very straight faced, very angry. Like you didn't follow through on what you promised, and I feel ripped off, sort of thing. And I think I wanted to be able to have a moment to go like, look, dude, we do this kind of stuff all the time. When we were fucking around with the potato din thing, there was no more malice or anger behind that than there is, picking on Nika right now. And it's funny to watch people react to Nika being picked on. That's also really funny.
Oh my God, I had so many white nights.
I know. And that's the thing, is that when you immediately call that out, they kind of, and you're like, oh shit, I did do that, didn't I? And so I also like having that meta discussion with the audience and audience reactions. Like I liked reading whatever his name the comments that we got on YouTube about Gator. Yeah, I liked reading Gator's comments. I like the meta discussion about the show that happens, and I like bringing that onto the show, because a lot of times, when people produce shows like this, they get so serious about the YouTube comments. They get so serious about the feedback that they get, and they can't, kind of like that Bear Simulator guy. We didn't even get a chance to talk about this. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk about this on the next FEC, but the Bear Simulator guy, PewDiePie, plays his game on stream. PewDiePie doesn't like it. There's a lot of people talking about it. The guy got $100,000 on Kickstarter to be able to make this game, and he's like, PewDiePie does one little thing. He goes, "Oh, the drama's too much. I'm walking away." And he just hangs it up, and it's like that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You should see some of the vitriolic things people say about me, and not even to my face. The things that people say to my face are hilarious, and I appreciate them. It's the shit that people say behind my back, and I still catch it, by the way. I still hear it still works its way back to me in every instance. Every single time, whether it's someone talking shit on Twitter and they don't tag me, or they've blocked me and they think that it's not going to work their way back to me, it always does. Whether it's someone talking about me on another stream, in another chat, it always
social media. It'll get back to you.
Out there.
Why people think that we actually don't like Mr. Happy is mind blowing. We give Mr. Happy shit. Sly came on the show, but we rib him like we rib literally everybody else. He's not exempt from the ribbing. But we get comments like, "Well, why were you making fun of Mr. Happy?" Because there was something to make fun of him about. Right. And that's the fun part. He and all credit to Mr. Happy, he gets it. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who get it.
I was always nervous because, we all know how he is fairly bad at handling criticism. But I was always just wondering, some of the things we say are pretty, wow, that was a personal factor. It's happy. But, he knew, I don't know. I was wondering how he was feeling about that.
Because the other thing is that we don't clear this shit through people. We don't go, "Hey, Happy, we're gonna rib you a little bit on the next show. Just be ready for it." We just do it. It's like in the moment, and we do it. There's no malice behind it. There's no anger behind it. And that's the thing that I really want people to remember, is that we do this show for fun.
It's called entertainment for a reason,
right? It's not. We're not the news guys, I constantly having to remind people about it. It does get irritating when it feels like people don't get the joke.
But do we really have to remind people? Just let them think we're mad at each other. What's the difference?
Hmm.
What if we just didn't say it anymore? Would we lose viewers?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think most people would get it by now.
Yeah.
They might even tune in next week for some shit.
I think newer people might be turned off. Why are they just yelling at each other? And that's why I think it's sometimes important to remind, it's a joke, okay? And I think in the wake of the Potato Den scandal, as some people called it, I wanted to address it in some form.
Somebody really called it that?
Yeah, somebody called it the Potato Den scandal. I'm not even making that up.
That's awesome.
I'm not creative or clever enough to come up with something like that.
How scandalous.
Potato Gate?
Potato Gate 16.
Right. Potato Gate. Nice. Yeah.
So what are you guys' thoughts on the botter? I know we went over a little bit, but
they were nice people. I honestly felt bad.
I did too. We
went in and legitimately started talking in their chat, and they engaged us. They listened to us. They replied to us. They actually said that they would check out our show. They were excited.
I take no pride in it, but it bothered me.
It didn't seem right, and it didn't seem fair.
Exactly.
And for these people who, it didn't seem. It was. I don't know how they didn't realize that it wasn't obvious. And I really hope, like, some other people in the chat, once I started saying, like, wait, are we sure these people are real people? I'm sending them messages. Nobody has any, like, everyone's 000 on their profiles when I'm checking.
Yeah.
There were people who thought that maybe they had been getting hacked or scammed by another company and that it wasn't actually them doing it. Is that a possible thing? Like, some other company could start coming and fucking with them?
Or someone like purchases a bot program for your channel. I don't know, maybe
to, like,
that's possible.
or to, like, try to get you banned.
To
like,
try to get you banned? That's possible.
Until
Yeah,
you guys
so-
put that in the chat the other night, I had no idea botting was even possible.
I'll tell you what, though. If that started happening on LBR's channel, the first thing I would do is stop the stream and report it to Twitch.
Yeah.
As the broadcaster, as the streamer, I feel obligated to do that.
You definitely.
So
I mean, and I just feel like depending on how new of streamers they are, like, I find it hard to believe that they thought they were getting raided from somewhere in Germany and that it was going on for hours and hours. And literally, like, every 15 seconds they would get a new follow when all they were, like, they weren't even being that entertaining or exciting between the two of them. Like, they were good at engaging their chat and replying to comments, but, like, between the two of them, they just were like average streamers. And I feel like even with us, like, at how entertaining I think we are when we stream together, like the whole group of us, we don't get follows every 15 seconds. And I find it, even from people who watch us a lot, still don't necessarily follow us. And so I feel like for them to be getting a follow every couple seconds, like, how are they not more
It was
either,
just
like,
so
super
obvious.
psyched about it, or or they didn't think that, hey, something's up, maybe someone's trying to, like, get us banned. It's like, so that's why it seemed obvious that they did it themselves.
Yeah. And I mean, I just it stuck with me. Like, it happened last week. It happened after the show that had wrapped up too, and I think that's why we were watching specifically the 14 channel at that time.
Right.
And it was something that it stuck with me, and I felt like I really wanted to talk about it. And I do think that it's fucked up. I think it's absolutely wrong to view bot, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're buying bots for your Twitter account. It's just it's artificial inflation. And the fact that we work I feel like we work hard for every viewer that we get, for every follower that we get, and then we work that much harder for every sub and for every patron that we get. And to just have somebody be like, oh well, I'm just gonna fork over
easy way out.
They took the easy way out, and it bums me out, man. It bums me the fuck out, because I
just thought it was really funny that, like, I don't know if maybe on their own stream they had, like, their bots not viewable or something, because you know how, like, they would have tons and tons of heart spam, and then someone would go stream hype Kappa, and then, but the thing is then Juxta, after like 45 minutes, it goes stream hype Kappa, and they actually read it and goes stream hype, like, they replied to him. And I was like, do you not realize your bots are saying the same thing?
I don't know. It
like
was bizarre.
They didn't reply at all, because, like, I think someone had said that at least 30 times in the chat before Juxta. Then when Juxta said it, they replied
paid
to it.
attention to it.
And I was like,
it was bizarre. It was definitely bizarre. It was sort of like they didn't even expect anyone else to come in, which is why I thought that they were just going after the sub button. So anyway, but yeah, no, I didn't like doing that, and of course we didn't call out their channel, we didn't call out their name, and that was purposeful. But they were
nice people. It really isn't fair, and
it really isn't.
We're really not gonna stand for that, I think. So
and I think it was worth a discussion. Like because it doesn't just happen on Twitch, it doesn't just happen on YouTube, it happens all over the place. And you see these people that have massive followings and that have that have massive amounts of hits, and it sort of makes you think twice, like, okay, how much of that is legit?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it sort of makes me, I don't know, I guess it just makes me that much more proud of every follower, every sub that we've ever been able to get, because we earned it. We earned it.
We know the subs are legit, because bots aren't going to pay. And when it always makes me a little wary when we have so many viewers. But when we call out our lurkers, they're usually say lurker here, which is, when you're usually looking at the interactivity of the chat, like when you go into someone's chat with a few thousand viewers and literally it's nonstop chatting, you can say that it's probably legit. But if you go into somewhere with a few thousand viewers and there's like 5 people chatting, it makes you wonder.
Exactly. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. It bummed me out to even have to do the
bit,
the subject, but it's it definitely, I think, is important, and it made me feel something. So I thought it was, valid.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. How about that Escalia, you guys?
Wow.
Man, that is a feat.
I am so proud of him.
I'm so proud of Escalia. That was an amazing thing that he did. And I say, and I credit him because, he just did it on LBR's channel. We did not. I mean, it sounds like I kind of sound like an asshole when I say it, but like we didn't provide any support. Like if we would have, if he needed it or if he had asked for it, but he didn't.
Right.
All we did was provide the channel and the PayPal, and he did the rest. And the way that you guys responded, $4,000.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's amazing, and it's going to such a great organization too.
That feeling to hand over that check to something so dear to his heart.
Exactly. And I've even had a couple of people be like, "Well, you've been bagging on transgender the last couple of episodes. Why are you guys doing a charity for it?" And it's like, you know what? No, we haven't been bagging on it. Really? Like, is that the perception that we've been just unfairly ragging on it? I didn't think so either.
Because he would have spoke right up.
Exactly. And I mean, we the only way that I can figure that out is like we criticized Brianna Wu.
That one, yeah. But he was the one that led the charge on that.
Of course, yeah. And like I think it's a valid subject to talk about. I mean, it's 2016. It's no longer, people aren't like scared to talk about it anymore. So let's have an honest conversation about it, and not one where I'm just pandering to you the entire time. Because like I've got questions, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not wrong. That's not prejudice. It doesn't come from a prejudice place, but it just comes from like there are things, there's considerations in that discussion that are very complicated, like biology. Yeah. That's a science. You know what I mean? Like there's some complicated stuff that circles around this, and to just talk about it, I think is way more honest than to just be like, oh yeah, like I support trans people 110%. And I just think that we can all talk about it like adults, and we can all reasonably talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no prejudice there. There's never been. If there was, I would. There have been certain voices on the show that you would have never heard because I would have just gone, no, you're not even a consideration for the show.
Right.
That's what real prejudice. That's what honest to God prejudice looks like. Where you'd be like, you're not a good fit for the show, and to say no, you can't be on. That's real prejudice. To talk about it honestly is, I think, just an open dialogue. Most of our audience gets that, but I mean, there have been a couple of people. Dude, I'm telling you, Twitter is the most insane place on the planet.
It is
too crazy.
It really is. I get the craziest shit from Twitter. I do. So
yeah. All right.
Good job, Scalia. You did a fantastic job, man.
Yeah, I think when I joined in his stream was early Saturday. They were a little over a couple thousand.
Dude, he broke like $700 like right away.
Yeah.
Right away. It was amazing. I was like, damn. More than almost halfway there. Fuck. And then he doubled it. That's just nuts, dude.
It is.
That's nuts.
I think I tuned in and out after he kind of laid down for a minute because he kind of got a little ill.
Yeah, the hot sauce shots didn't do well for him.
No, he didn't take too well to those, but
Yeah.
But I mean, then I came back at the end and he had 4,000. Holy shit. That's amazing.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good. And seriously, thank you guys so much for responding to that. That's
you guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys did a really amazing thing.
For sure.
Well, I guess that might wrap it up.
All right.
Wrap it up. I'm just going to say one thing that I think you and I are going off in the banana hammocks and
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we're doing FFFL this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It's based on votes. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not like at the end of the. Like that's the when we start talking about strategy. It's like I don't know. I'll pander to more people.
Right. I mean,
when did we change it from the Final Fantasy League to Feast League?
I don't think we did.
I don't.
But yeah, I mean, I noticed that, and I was like, oh, that actually really fits since the feast is a
Feast.
thing. But I noticed it in the outline. And I was like, wait a second.
Oh.
Is that what I said? I meant to say Final Fantasy Fantasy
No,
League.
it was in the outline. I think Escalia.
Oh.
Maybe.
So
maybe
when
he
it
slipped
was
that
like
one
Final
in.
Fantasy Feast League. Oh, okay.
Easter egg.
It's always been Feast League.
Really?
Yeah.
When we first made it, it wasn't. It was definitely the Final Fantasy
Fantasy League.
Yeah.
Because it was for fantasy
guess I
football.
need to pay
so we
attention
called it
more.
that.
You know, he keeps changing acronyms and what the meaning of like for some reason the Kalo Klux Klan is the KLK. I'm not sure how that works.
Calalandis clan, is that?
I think that might be it.
No,
I'm sure it's the Calalandis clan.
and that's not
Because he probably doesn't want to be the KKK.
that's not his team name. No, Escalia changed that. I blame Escalia.
Oh, okay.
He was like, I feel really uncomfortable having that as an acronym that I'm doing a bit for.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's uncomfortable with it, don't make him say it. However, we
That's fine.
can still say it.
Whatever.
All right. Well, this will probably wrap it up, you guys. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. And,
Come back next week.
yeah, come back next week, and we'll see you then.
That's your outro? That's it?
I guess. I mean,
Plug the show and shit again.
Yeah.
well, okay. Let's see. This is Pops and Cookie. Where every I'm still new to this, you guys. Let's see. We show up after every episode of FEC and also LBR.
Which is what day?
On Sundays. LBR is on Sundays at 1 o'clock. FECs will be weekly coming up in a couple weeks, starting at 5 p.m. on Sundays as well.
Now, the Pops and Cookie Show is not a regular podcast, but if you do want it to be a regular podcast, please support at patreon.com/limitbreakradio. You can actually view the shows, past shows, for only just $1 a month. Go ahead and support us.
Alrighty.
There you go.
There you go, Pops.
I'm such an amateur. Alrighty, you guys. Talk to you later. See ya.
Good night.